Namaskar, welcome to Tantra Thoughts. Today's video is called The Chariot and the Charioteer, How to Control the Mind. This video has an ambitious title and objective, because the mind is so complex. It's very likely that I won't be able to cover all of your concerns that you might have regarding the mind. The mind is difficult to control for several reasons. One is because of samskaras. Samskaras are the impressions that are left on your mind from past actions. For example, if yesterday you failed at a math test, the negative impact of failure stays in your mind, so you become nervous taking a new math test or a new math class, thinking you might fail again. This disables your mind from performing to the best of your potential. There are even samskaras in your mind from actions done in previous lives which you cannot remember. Some of those past lives may have been animal lives and can perpetuate many of your animal tendencies. These impressions keep you from being in the present moment, and they affect your behavior as I illustrated in the math example. Perhaps one way to define having full control of your mind is always being able to focus on the present moment and not having other thoughts interfere. Wouldn't that be nice? However, our samskaras cause us to do desirable or undesirable things, which creates new samskaras. When you have negative samskaras, you also gain inferiority complexes. This also complicates your mind. Think of the children who never like to sing in public because some relative told them at one point that they have an ugly voice. Samskaras make it difficult to control the mind because the samskaras want to express themselves, and you never know how or when they will. Sometimes they just come up as thoughts in the moments that you're trying to focus on something else. You can check out my video, Yoga Psychology, to learn more about samskaras. The beautiful thing about meditation is that each time you meditate, you can surrender your thoughts and your samskaras through a beautiful ritual called Guru Puja, which I can teach you how to do if you message me. To do the Guru Puja ritual, first do your meditation. After that, you do the Guru Puja ritual, where you offer your samskaras to Supreme Consciousness. These are beautiful practices because they feel like you just restarted your mental computer. After meditation, you can start fresh and relieve your stress or inferiority complexes. The mind is psychic. It is not physical. It takes the shape of any thought that you have. The trouble is that even small negative thoughts can become your mind. Therefore, we need to think in a positive way. Sometimes we have to struggle to think more positively than negatively. If you're unhappy, you might have to force yourself and say, I feel happy, until finally the happy feeling takes over and your mind feels happier. There's nothing wrong with this type of auto-suggestion. It's quite a practical and logical tool because your mind takes the shape of the thoughts that you have. So if you want your mind to be shaped in a positive way, you need to have positive thoughts. I want to offer you one piece of advice for controlling the mind. In the Untitled Chapter, there's a vritti, which is Sanskrit for mental propensity, called VIVEKA, which means discernment. Just as human beings are wired to experience melancholy or hatred, we also are wired to have good qualities like discernment. This is part of what sets us apart from animals. We can discern what is good and what is bad. A dog has less discerning capacity. If a male dog sees a female dog in heat, the male dog will try to mount the female dog, seemingly without her consent, in broad daylight, even if there are children watching. But human beings are different. We can discern if the actions that we are taking are appropriate or not. Let's take the example of the chariot and the charioteer. Controlling the direction of your life can be as difficult as controlling a chariot if the horses are untamed and the reins are weak. For the chariot to move in the right direction, the reins of the charioteer have to be in complete control over the horses. The reins are like your mind, and the horses are like your senses and impulses. If the horses are in control, then the chariot will go every which way but where the charioteer wants to go. If you're in a committed relationship and a beautiful person comes in front of you, naked and inviting, if your senses are stupid and strong, you will go for the pleasure of being with that person rather than what's right in your mind and honoring your partner. You see, our organs can be misguided. In a way, they have their own dharma or natural tendencies. Your eyes, they were made to see, so naturally they'll want to look at everything. Your stomach was made to digest food, so it will want to eat everything. Your hands were made to touch, so they will want to touch everything. But your discerning mind knows that you can't just eat anything or touch anything, and sometimes you shouldn't have a wandering eye and just look at anything. So the reins should be strong and the horses should become disciplined. Tantra is designed to help us in this way through practices like the ethical guidelines of Yama and Niyama, which these days I've been writing about on my Instagram profile. Other practices include asanas, yoga postures, and pranayama, breath control, which is more advanced and you should practice with caution. Contact me if you want to learn how to do pranayama. These practices will help to discipline the organs. My guru, Shrii Shrii Anandamurti, said, "Restraint or control over the senses or organs does not mean their annihilation." The word restraint here does not mean extermination. It means the judicious use or application of one's impulses. Actually, you should fortify the goals that you want and allow all of your organs and senses to support you in that endeavor. Say you've decided that the goal of your life is just to please Supreme Consciousness. So use your organs and senses for that. Don't cut out your eyes so you can avoid seeing temptation. If you cut out your eyes, you'd become disabled, and your ability to help people would be limited. The charioteer holds the rein of the horses. He does not kill them. If you kill the horses, then the charioteer goes nowhere. So give your discerning mind the power and proper authority to have full control over all of your senses and impulses. Meditation and some of the practices that I mentioned are your strongest weapons. They will help you discipline your emotions, senses, and tendencies that can go in disarray. So I hope you enjoyed and liked this video. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Come meet me in the Washington, D.C. area to learn meditation and to join my community, the Vistara Circle, for regular yoga and meditation practices. If you cannot visit me, try my free self-study meditation program on my website. Contact me with any questions. Namaskar.